Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today doing my weekly reading recap. Got a whole host of books to talk about here, 4 of them in particular, some new pickups, recent reads, and the like. Maybe some life updates towards the end if I don't ramble too much. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's start off with the books that I guess the one book, I finished one book this week. Probably no surprise if you watched my newest short, YouTube short. That is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Rereading this for the first time as an adult, and it was very good. You know, what a shocker. The most popular book series on Earth was very good. So, yeah, been enjoying sort of taking my time with this series and not just blowing through them all like I know I can. At the end of the day, it is a young adult / children's novel. You could easily read this in a day, but I'm piecing it up, or maybe I'm just making excuses for why I'm reading them so slow, but no, I'm enjoying them. Having just watched the movies as well a couple weeks ago, all of them in succession, obviously, one after the other. In quick succession, I guess you should say. I watched one of them a day, 2 of them on the last day to finish them in a week. I might do the opposite approach with this and just read them slower than I typically would, but that being said, I still read this book in about 3 or 4 days. So yeah, enjoyed it. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Immediately picked up the second one. Well, I already owned them all, but I guess started reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. On my watch of the movies back through again, that the Chamber of Secrets was probably my second favorite, which caught me completely off guard. I don't know, I liked it. It seemed like, obviously the first movie is very nostalgic and very like child wonder like, and I think the second movie does that but sort of turns it up a notch. The stakes are a bit higher now and child actors are a bit better, and so I think all of those put together, I thought I enjoyed it a whole lot more than I was anticipating. The book, I am sorry to say, is not like that. I forgot how much like rehashing Rowling does in this book from the first one. It's almost like she didn't think the first one would sell, and so there's like a lot of reiterating what happened in the first book in the second, which is cool. That's fine. I guess it serves as like a reminder. Maybe she, a normal way of thinking would be like, hey, they read this book a year ago and didn't pick it up and then I released this book, so I need to refresh their memory. So that, in that sense, I think it's awesome. But going back to back reading the series again, it does get a bit repetitive. Some of the things that are repeated in this book is I don't need to be reminded. I had just read the first book, but oh well. Still very good. Enjoying it about halfway through, maybe a little less than halfway through. And yeah, started this yesterday, so flying through them, enjoying them. I have them on audio, but I'm enjoying just the act of reading a physical book again, and that's sort of why I started reading the Harry Potter books again. I'm looking at the camera, you can see them right above my head here. That's sort of the only blank space I have for them for the time being. But yeah, just enjoying the act of reading a physical book again, and no better book to do that with than one that you know sort of inside and out already. And yeah, like I said, this is the first time I'm rereading the series as an adult with adult responsibilities. I got bills and taxes and all that fun stuff to pay, and I go to work and all that yada yada yada. So yeah, enjoying them. Maybe I just have a different perspective on them from when I was a child or what have you, a student. And yeah, so far so good. I'm excited for the series to sort of develop. I remember the first 2 books being very similar in just structure and also like events that happen. So looking forward definitely to the third and fourth, but enjoying my time with them regardless. Now, the behemoth of a book that I've been slowly chipping away for about a month now, and I'm over the halfway point now. That is Pat Conroy's The Prince of Tides. This week I have just been leaning towards, I guess, the lower hanging fruit in terms of readability. That is the Harry Potter series instead of The Prince of Tides. This book is still amazing. I am afraid I'm reading it too slow. So I may need to pick up the pace and try to like finish this in the next 2 weeks or so. But yeah, enjoying it so far. It's a sort of big family epic saga, which I love, but I'm afraid, I'm reading it too slow, getting distracted by other books. Darn. So I need to pick up the pace on this one. And yeah, definitely a good book, but it has a lot going in it, a lot to unpack. It feels very real when you're reading it. So yeah, taking my time with it, but I think I need to not do that. I only read like 2 chapters of it this week, but that being said, each chapter is probably 30 or 40 pages, so making some headway, like I said, over the halfway point, and I'll wrap this up here soon, mark my words. All right, that was it for books read. I did get a new book this week, a gifted book this week. I got gifted to me The Will of the Many by James, is it Islington or Islington? It's part of Islington. The Will of the Many. This has been on my list of books to buy since I started reading as a hobby, probably 3 years ago, whenever. Whenever this book came out, it definitely made a splash in the booktube space. Everyone was picking it up and reading it. I just never got around to doing it because I didn't want to buy it new. And obviously there were no copies of it in the used bookstore because everyone was reading it. But my girlfriend got me this copy of it. The first time I've ever seen a paperback version of it, so this cover is a little more interesting than the hardcover blue one that everyone has, so that's cool in that sense. I don't really know what this one is about. It's been a while since I have looked into it, and I sort of forgot about it because I couldn't find it anywhere. But my girlfriend picked up a copy of it for me, so here we go. This will, yeah, be a good one. I'm excited to, I guess, see what I think of it because it was so popular. I've also heard it's like pretty polarizing, whether you like it or not. It brings to mind something like the Song of Achilles when that came out. I don't know, it was like peak COVID. Not when it came out like in 2016, I think, maybe 2014, but it got popular again with BookTube and Book Talk during COVID, and that is the book that sort of got me into reading because of how popular it was, and I thought that book was fantastic. Sue me, I thought The Song of Achilles was a fantastic book, although it is sort of, I'm seeing it through rose-tinted glasses because I recently this year, maybe end of last year, listened to it on audio, and I liked my first read of it through the best. So I'm just going to stick with that experience of reading it for the first time. I thought it was awesome in a good way to, I don't get into my reading mojo. But I digress. This book, similar, I guess, maybe hype to that, so I'll be interested to see how this one shakes out. I may pick this up after the Harry Potter series. I don't know. We'll see how fast I get through the Harry Potter series. If I need a break, maybe after book 4, we'll see. So excited to have this on my shelves. Alrighty, I think that'll do it for the book updates, and like I said, I did ramble on long, but whatever. I got small life updates, training updates in terms of like weight loss and going to the gym and things of that nature. I've been doing this since March, so this is about 4 months on this. I don't even know. Getting back into shape again, down about 30 pounds. But it's catching up to me for sure. What do I mean by that? I mean that basically up until this point, for the past 4 months, I've been going. I went from not working out for about 18 months after I graduated college and got stuck like in the rat race at my job. I went basically from not doing any form of physical activity to lifting 5 times a week, running twice a week, and getting 10 to 12,000 steps a day. And it was like awesome for the first 3 months, and I was on cloud 9. I was losing a bunch of weight and I was getting super strong. But this past month has been a little interesting. The fatigue has definitely built up a bit. I've been in a calorie deficit now for 4 months, which isn't awesome feeling. But I still got maybe 15 pounds or so I would like to see gone. And at this current rate, I can probably get it off within the next 3 months. A little fast, but yeah, 3 months, we'll say, end of October. So yeah, I'm dropping my training down to 4 days a week instead of 5, because I was finding that during the week normally I would have 4 like pretty good workouts, and then the 5th, like it would be a different workout during the week, but the 5th there would always be one that was like so bad and terrible that it felt like a waste of time. So I'm just gonna drop a workout and focus on 4 high quality sessions a week. I'll still try to run twice a week, so this is also me justifying not having to do 2 leg days a week. But if I'm running twice a week, I think doing legs just once a week makes sense. So what I'll probably do is like a push-pull legs upper body, and then run 4 times a week. Holy shit, no, run 2 times a week. We'll see, maybe I'll run once a week and have 2 rest days. I don't know, I'll play around with it. The running is a bit more loosey-goosey because that is not my focus for now, is to be a better runner. That is low on the totem pole of my priorities for now. But I do have a 5K in a couple weeks, actually like in 1 week, so I should probably start running again. I can run a 5K, like I could like get up right now and run it, but it wouldn't be pretty, so I need to sort of, I don't know, make it as comfortable as possible by the time that comes around. And yeah, we'll drop the training down 4 days a week, focus on recovery, keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. Yeah, I got, I said 15, maybe 18 pounds left to lose, and then we'll reevaluate from there. Probably we'll try to maintain for a bit over the holidays, maybe put on some size at the start of the new year, and rinse and repeat until I croak. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, what else is new? Oh, I don't know if any of you are into like gaming or video games or what have you, or first-person shooters, but what I'm seeing about the new Battlefield is it may turn me into a Battlefield player. Growing up, I played Battlefield 3 and 4 on the Xbox with my brother, and seeing the, I guess, new Battlefield coming out has sort of got me interested in it again. So I pre-ordered it. Obviously, I'm an adult with adult money, and I live alone, so I don't have very many expenses, and so obviously I just impulsively bought the new Battlefield. So yeah, we'll see how it comes out. There's like a play session this weekend, and then the weekend after that, so I don't know if any of you are even interested in that sort of thing, but whatever. I am, so you have to listen to me talk about it for 2 minutes. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll light up some nostalgia in my soul for the Battlefield franchise that I haven't played really in 12 years or so. Not 12, 8 years or so. And yeah, I think that'll do it. Hoping to have more videos out this week. I know this week it was a little rough. I just wasn't reading a whole lot because I'm taking my time with the Harry Potter series, and then I wasn't really interested in reading The Prince of Tides, but now I need to, so we'll get it going. Stay tuned for the next videos. I appreciate you watching up until this point. I said there wouldn't be a whole lot of rambling, and here we are 15 minutes in. So if you're watching up until this point, I really do appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you're new. Give it a like if you liked it and things like that. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out, guys.